And we're live in five, four, three, two, one. Welcome, wanderer, wayfarer, wizard, and warrior alike. Whoever you are, wherever you are, and whenever you are receiving this transmission. This is an impromptu live stream to support the 100-day magical challenge, Pathways of the Magi. I am your host for the hour, Sir Frater Francis Lunas Aristeus of the Ordo Templi Astarte. All hail Cthulhu, y'all. What's happening out in Happy Land? Y'all good looking sex people doing all right today? I am just up. I was really battling with shadow memories this morning. There was a prescient message from Dreamland, and let me tell you all about it. Let me tell you about what happened as I was coming out of Dreamland, because it was kind of it's a reoccurring thing. Okay, let me tell you. You ready for this? In Dreamland, there are groups of spiritual entities that prevent a neophyte from bringing back some of their work. A lot of their work, actually, most of it, 90% um, of the dreaming mind. And they will, there's like grand halls that you go through, these rooms, these cavernous halls that you go through on your way back out as you start to discover uh, that it's all been a simulation, like a lucid dream. And in these rooms are lots of different personas, entities interacting with each other, and high level spiritual beings, low level ones too. Um, but they will give you the memory wipe, like the little on. Think of what is that called? That stupid movie. That was a good movie with Will Smith, the one where he's Men in Black, MIBs. So there's these guys, like these entities in the cavernous rooms. What do I call it? The fathomless cavern on your way back out of Dreamland. And if you have a golden ticket, you can bring stuff back, like teachings and esoteric knowledge and um, clear visions of the future, like predictions and prophecies, even. But if you haven't earned up enough credit and you don't have your golden ticket, you can still get in there and do all of your good spiritual work and see all of these things and stuff. But then you can't bring any of it back to the prime material plane. And so I was trying to sneak out with a gem last night, and I got caught in one of these halls. And they're like, he knows, yeah, he knows. They're like, yeah, but we're not gonna let him take it. And they're like, yeah, okay. So the memory wipe was coming, and they had tried it several times, and they're like, flash, 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 and I was still holding on to it. And they're like, motherfucker's reticent to give this up, huh? And so they're like, okay, we'll give you your three. We'll give you your three key encodes that you can take back and organize on the bot. I'm not gonna tell you guys too much about Kabbalah and like bringing stuff back from Dreamland, because it's kind of advanced spiritual work, and it's these techniques. I'm full. I have full knowledge that these techniques and all of this higher level initiation along the paths will come to you as you do the low level stuff. So you got to get your low level work done, and then these types of things will open up to you anyway. But if you've done your low level work, you know what I'm talking about, and you'll know. I probably said too much already, but that's okay. So I brought back my three, and I had my three shadow memories, and they took away one of them. And I was like, motherfucker. And I sat there, didn't move my head at all. And I'm like, oh no, if you break the Trinity, I won't be able to create the narrative and make my way back into the like back through the fathomless cavern and back to the gems that they had intended to hide from me. And so I battled with it for about 5 minutes, and then I finally gave up, and I still had two, and I wrote them down in my dream journal. And I was a little bit miffed by it, but I thought, huh, there's something coming up, and something to do with this that I've been hiding from myself. So I know that, and I'm not going to go too much more into Dreamland because a lot of this is proprietary and secret. But I'll ask you this: if you know the answer to this, don't put it down in the comments below. go over to the Discord and send me a message. Do you know the answer to the riddle? How many troglodytes are within the fathomless cavern? If you know the answer to that riddle, I've and there it may already be on some of my live streams. So if you want to look through a couple of thousand hours of videos and find the answer, or if you already know it due to initiation into the EOD, as it were, the esoteric, the Eastern Star Division of the EOD, then you'll have some insight. If not, then don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. Just to say that I had very fun time getting out of Dreamland this morning, and like I said, it was a bit of a battle. Uh, didn't know if I was going to make it. Metatron was standing there with a flaming sword, and he's like, "Motherfucker, I'll keep you here. I'll keep you here forever." And I'm like, I'm like, bro, Metatron, I know, we homies, yo. And he's like, "Get that out of your pocket. I see you trying to slip out with one of them stones of the goddess gems, as it were. How are you guys doing out in Happy Land? It's very exciting. Good to see all of you. It's day 6. Liu, Liu, Liu. This is how you make a 6 in Chinese hand language. So Chinese, if you count to yourself, you count this way, like this. I'll show you. Um, it'll be this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you're counting out to someone else, of course, if you're facing them, you'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the other will be the same: 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's really useful that they have these incantations for numbers in Chinese that everybody knows. I mean, it's one sign language. There's quite a few bit of esoteric signs here in China. They're called mudras, I believe, in the Indian language, and in Chinese, they're just shoushi or shodong. I forget exactly. It's not something to talk about from day to day. Anyway, a little failure in the knowledge lectures there. Oh, not to worry, man. Anybody gonna say hello? Anybody out in Happy Land gonna say hello? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the channel, guys. Day 6 of the Magical Challenge, Pathways of the Magi. I would remind you to please hit the thumbs up if you're in the ideas room right now. I only see one thumbs up. I only see 50% of the people have hit the thumbs up. Okay. And then come back later, of course, and comment on the video. Stimulate the interaction. I've been doing a lot of shorts for you guys. If you haven't seen those, I'm really knocking out the shorts these days, and they're fun. Some of them were actually pretty good. Like I went back through my list of shorts this morning, and can you hear me? Okay? Are we coming in? Let me check it. I can check it on here. So if nobody's going to say hello, then I'm going to have to do my own check-in. It doesn't even look like it's showing that I'm live. Isn't that crazy? Pathways of the Magi Day 1 live stream was impromptu magical live stream. Yeah, it shows that I'm live. Okay, looking good, like you know you should. Okay, I'll hit the thumbs up since nobody else will. Oh wow, and really good latency. It feels like we're just like 1 second separated from live. Okay, we got the other thumbs up there now. Good. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And the chat is open, so I'll say hello in the chat. Hello. Please make sure you like and subscribe. You know, all that happy horse shit that makes the algorithm do fun stuff. Please like and subscribe and share it out to your friends. If they're interested in magic, share it out to your friends and colleagues. If they're interested in magic, whoop, hit the wrong symbol on there. That's okay. The chat is way behind on the share it out to your friends and colleagues. Yeah, and check me out on www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Frank Monday, the man coming with the fun day, right? See how long that takes. 2, 3, 4. Buymeacoffee.com/. That's the place to go, man. And the Lunar Light Entertainment Discord, right? So if you are on Discord, check us out on Lunar Light Entertainment. that'd be the place to go. You can get behind the scenes, get the dirt on Frank Monday, as it were. Like if you're really looking to cancel a motherfucker, you go on the Discord and just take screenshots, and that'd get them good because they're back there behind the scenes, all kinds of happy horse shit going on back there, shenanigans, right? And dark magic. I've seen people in there worshiping devils, and I tell them, I'm like, man, that's not the way to go with as for magic. The magician relies upon his, I mean, by the grace of God, of course, he in all things call upon the name of the Lord, and only through his only begotten Son. Do not vow, do not undertake to do or think anything, but you rely upon your will in connection with the great abracadabra, the powerful names of invocation that connect you to source energy, whatever that may be for you, whatever that may be. We got some exciting stuff coming up in October. Wow. It's the 1 month like when you can go full on LGBTQ or whatever, like if you're kind of a weirdo, um, that should be your gay month, October, because you can get away with all kinds of fashion choices that you wouldn't ordinarily, that you might ordinarily get in trouble for. Like they might find you out and be like, "Oh my God, you secretly have a feminine dark side or a Luciferian side, or you want to play too. You want to dress up and be in the spotlight. You should go to Hollywood and hang out in Franklin Village." It's like, no, motherfucker, I ain't gay. It's October, baby. What's up, y'all? Um, but if you are gay, that's okay too. Uh, that's, I guess, it's not the best choice, but you do you, all right? And I'll do me. And you doing you will receive a little bit of flack and consideration, criticism from me. That's okay. No, everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? Except for on YouTube. You better fucking watch the fuck out, motherfucker. Did you just say you didn't? Yeah. Uh, I'm being playful with y'all. The we got a lot of good astrological stuff coming up in October, guys. So it beckons a whirlwind of celestial activity, right? Um, Intriguing mysteries, splendid revelations. Pluto's springing back into direct motion, and there's going to be drastic yet beneficial changes, right? So I hope you're preparing yourself for that. Mars, Mercury, and Venus are all embracing sign shifts. So uh, on the combative level, right, you're going to be changing your strategies militaristically, and those pursuits and studies of the esoteric and occult by nature, you'll be getting it at a new level for that. And finally, your love is going to just, I don't know, man, it's going to happen for you in the month of October. Venus will be moving into meticulous Virgo on the 9th, so you can expect stability and depth in your relationships. You may make an added commitment to your loved one. Um, you may embrace uh, some aspect of that individual, whoever that may be, that you had previously seen as a flaw. So utilize the heart wisdom for those choices there. And in career, Mercury booping around that mercurial energy, it's pivotal in the month of October. Uh, it's going to be starting its waltz in Libra on the 5th, and it will urge collaborative harmony. So if you've been working with a partner to start something up, definitely work even harder with that collaborative spirit. Be prepared for a switch to sharp Scorpio by the 22nd, though, and realize that all of your incantations at this time are going to have huge power. So be careful of what you're vibrating into existence, right? With your words, what you say, and your thoughts, actions, and words. Be especially diligent at this time. The new moon on the 14th of October will encourage introspection, and you can bid farewell to society's relentless perfectionism. You're more than enough. All that endless human opinion is just going to get washed away by the invocation of Abraxas. If you're on the 100-day magical challenge, if you're not, you should be. Definitely join me on the 100-day magical challenge. This time around, man, it's only day 6 right now, and it's really already heating up. Like, um, the shakeup started on like day 1 or 2. I'll explain a little bit more about what that means. Give me a second, guys. I want to make myself a cup of coffee. And yeah, yeah. Give me a second just to do that. So I need to grab something. Is that okay with you? Can you handle that? Can you handle looking out the window for a minute? Let's see how that looks. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain flowing to the ocean. Hoof and horn, all that I shall be reborn. Corn and grain, corn and grain, all that and rise again. Oh no, my fucking Bluetooth microphone's about to go out. Let me see if I can switch over without it. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Oh, Mother Father, Mother Hydra, Father Dagon, Cthulhu has risen. First thing in the morning, tentacles outstretched, he's probing the aether. You better back off or you'll be wrecked. By the great Cthulhu rising, swirling and wreathing in the muck, in the depths, in the depths of the abodes. Are we still there? Oh yeah, we're still good. Nice. Depths. Nice. Can you hear that? Can you hear that echo? Echo. So we still. Oh yeah, we're still good. Nice. Nice. You hear that echo? Oh yeah, we're still. Yeah, I don't know. That caused a little feedback, so I think we're still good. We come from the gods, and I better not do that first thing in the morning, man. That's gonna piss some people off. People that are trying to get their snooze on. I gotta get my snooze on. Until Frank Monday's happy song. You got all that retro jazz that makes me feel so razzle-dazzle that I'm gonna be jamming down the road, rocking out to Frank Monday's ripping tunes. Coffee. Gotta get myself a cup of coffee. How you guys doing out there? What the fuck's going on? Ain't nobody give a fuck about no Frank Monday. Yeah, first thing in the morning is live. Let me see if I can figure this out. Don't know if I want to show you too much on it. Let me see if I can kill that light. Will that help? You guys are watching real time. Okay, this will probably work out. Hold my beer. This is a hold my beer moment, guys. Okay, yeah, excellent. Whoa, can you see my feet? Oh, you don't see my. Don't want to show you too much, but I will show you behind the scenes. Frank Monday, yeah. Time to stay alive. Let's reboot. See if we still got sound. See if we still got a good connection. See if we still got sound. Still got a good connection. Yeah, it sounds all right. I'm not gonna think it. I mean, fuck, nobody's even here, chilling with me. If you were, you could see me right here behind the scenes, typing out some action. Like, can you see my foot? Oh, you guys can see my foot. I mean, foot fetish people might, but don't show your foot. All right. Some cultures, like Arabic cultures, they deem that to be extremely offensive, pointing, pointing or showing your feet to people. Okay, so this is a nice little tarot deck that my son got me for my birthday last year. It's gold foil, Rider White, Pamela Coleman Smith tarot. Wow, we opened right up to the King of Pence. We're looking for Pence this time, guys. There's the Queen. There's the Ace. We're going all Pence. There we go. We'll separate them out and play with them because that's what we're working on right now. The elemental grade of Earth. Additionally, let me see here. Additionally, we're on sixes today, so let's get all the sixes up as well. Is it day 6 or 7? No, it's day 7. Let's get all the sevens. What's a 7? There's a 7, a 17. We can't go too overboard. That's right. Keep it simple, stupid. An 8. And I got to look at footprints as well. So it's kind of I got to oscillate a couple of variables here. I don't want to get confused as I do it. Did I miss a 7? No, we're looking for the chariot, and we're looking for all of the sevens as well. And then I think pentacle. Pentacle, that was a 7. No, there's a pentacle. If I skip any pentacles, you guys let me know. Chime in there and ideas from the next one. Fuck man, I missed the pentacle. Are you down? There's a pentacle of 6. There's our 7. Yeah, 7th day of the 100 day. Show more pentacles there. Couple of them. Any more 7s? 7 and 14. Oh, the temperance good as well, but we'll do that. We won't get that far. That's a little bit excessive. I think we're pretty much done. Oh no, there's a pentacle. There's a pentacle. There's a pentacle. Wow, what a few more. Have I even seen the ace yet? The ace of pentacles? I don't think I have. Did you see it? Did I miss it? Am I a dummy? Here. Oh, there's another pentacle. 4. I was really contemplating this one yesterday. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys all this more shit. So I should hold it up here. This is showing it too. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the ace of pentacles. I think I missed it. I might have really gotten it. That's an ace of pentacles right there. Talisman of good fortune. Okay, I must have got it. That's the other than conscious mind doing the work for you behind the scenes. You don't even have to think about it, just let it happen. All the assholes and idiots out there happy day night. Wound up with one of these. Lover boy. Oh, and I didn't get any of the other 7s, except for the 7 of wands. That's okay. We'll leave it there. See where we go with that. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, the ace of pentacles is in there. And the star is the 17th. It's really an 8, though. With that said, with the tower, it's 7. Okay, so we've got our pentacles. This is what we've been studying for the first 2 weeks of the 100-day magical challenge. We're on day 7. We are on day 7. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. Some cup of coffee inside. Don't know if you guys drink coffee or not. Maybe you can watch me do that too. I'm not a boom shot. Who wants to see what nipple slip? Just kidding. This isn't OnlyFans. This is YouTube Live. All right. So you guys have to be careful. Live. It's not like OnlyFans. Can't be ripping out your magic wand. I'll show you guys how it works. You might not. You might not. So first off, we're gonna need some hot water. We choose that by filling the drum with fresh filtered spring water. Kind of doubt if there's any truth to that. Probably filtered at least. Mildly better than comes out of the tap. I wouldn't trust thinking it's too much better, though, especially sitting around with fucking BPP, whatever, filled plastic all the time. Let's see the coffee cup. So first you gotta rinse. If you don't, you gotta rinse the coffee filter. So you take out a coffee filter. It's usually one. I got 2 there. And then fold it over in the opposite direction, so it sits nice in the cone. This is a coffee cone for pour over. I don't know if you've ever used one of these before or not. It looks like that. So it's on top of the cup. You get ready to rinse. Let's get ready to rinse. The small amount of space that I deal with in this fucking apartment is nearly unmanageable. But I'm not gonna complain, man. I'm lucky I've got an apartment. I can be out on the fucking street. Some people are. I don't think that would be any kind of fun. I'd always rather have an apartment. Just hang out. Doesn't look like anybody's on Happy Land though, so I'm just chilling here by myself. I wanted to talk about the 100-day magical challenge and remind you guys to check me out on www.findingcoffee.com/Frank Monday. You can go over there and pull something in the tip jar if you like. Um, you can also read articles and shit that I've written. And I'm gonna be working on more articles for that section. I'm gonna rewrite a couple of my short stories, especially the better ones, and just make them a little bit more refined. I had thought that having finished a story, you should just move on and let it stand the way it is with all its ugliness and unrefinement, because that kind of shows the pathway of the magician. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get back in and polish a few, because those are just um, like Benjamin Franklin said, work on the revised and what is it? Revised. I can't really remember my literary language first thing in the morning now. What happens when you republish a volume? Edited and revised. That's what it is. My my mind is trying to give me access to
more eloquent language with very subtle nuance of meaning, but it doesn't want to respond. Your best thinking is done at midday, not first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning is for magic and for getting shit done. Like truly engaging in the process of refinement, spiritual cultivation. It's not meant for uh, hanging out online, doing live streams, making coffee. That's just kind of gay. It's like, who are you talking to, amigo? You're the only one in the room. Actually, there's a fish in this room now. I got a fish. Have you ever had a fish? Do you know? I have a question for you. Put it down in the comments below if you know the answer to this. What kind of fish looks like a lizard? I really want to look it up on YouTube or on not YouTube, on YouTube as well, but I want to look it up on Google so that I can look it up on YouTube. That makes more sense, huh? Because I got this fish that looks like a lizard. I'm fucking up my coffee here, guys. You rinse out the filter with bubbly hot water that you just boiled, and I like to do it 3 or 4 times. And drip off the hot water. Thusly, then set your cup back over here, and fill it with coffee. However much you like. Monsieur Diedrich told me I should take it easy on the coffee. Do you guys remember Monsieur Diedrich? Jeff Diedrich? It turns out that guy was like kind of a big shot or something on Twitter. He's got like a couple of million followers on Twitter. I wish he would give me a shout out on Twitter. Maybe I should get in touch with him and be like, "Hey, Jeff, motherfucker." I guess he doesn't like me anymore. He didn't like my magic. He liked I don't know what he liked, but he didn't like that. So he got a little miffed on me for talking about magic all the time. People out there, I've noticed this tendency among the plebes, the muggles, as it were. They will try to associate magic with Satanism and demonic worship, and some of it is. There are some people who do that, but they're trading their soul for eternal damnation, according to the ancient teaching. And I'm not one of those people. I'm a Moses-like character, a Christ character. I use angelic magic and the power of the wizards, the magicians, the magical intent, and the wizard's will. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The magical intent and the wizard's will, which is derived from God, but we don't have to talk about it. We don't have to assert it over other people. We're not religious, right? We're not trying to convert you, as it were, which gives a divide between the magician, the true magician, the esoteric Christian, and the mainstream religious Christians who want to form collectives and uh, poison your mind with dogma of their flavor of the day. And it's funny too because there really hasn't been any person from that ilk that has done any true work, true progress on the path. But they have made and kept and seized hold of the records of those people who were true magicians, like Jesus, like Moses, like Ezekiel, like Job, right? Like uh, Pythagoras and Socrates. And they seized upon, yeah, a lot of these guys didn't even write things down themselves. It was other people who seized upon that teaching and said, here, this is something marketable that we can create a dogma from and then load it over the plays. And so mainstream Christianity will take uh, a very stink eye type stance against people like me, uh, or anyone else who doesn't just fall on their knees groveling to the church. I better watch my fucking mouth. Huh? I don't know if like on YouTube, as strict as they are about you kind of bad mouthing or saying anything untoward towards power, then you got to really be careful. Hey, free gift from God's in the ideas room. Fucking long time no see, man. How the hell are you? How's our audio coming through? Can you hear me okay? And I mean, can you hear me at all? How about that? Because I don't give a fuck about okay. I've got what I've got. I bought a microphone the other day, but it didn't work out, so I'm going to buy another one. So I am upgrading my equipment, guys. And I'm able to do that because our beloved friend Soros Crystal K has made a couple of really substantial coffee purchases and shown a lot of love to me recently. So yeah, you can hear me okay, good. So I'm gonna buy myself a studio mic so that I can do ASMR videos for people like like Crystal. Not just specifically for her, but I'll make magical ASMR videos with my microphone, holding my magic wand as I speak into it. Because then you don't have to do video; you can put other kind of imagery in there in the background. I'm being wily today, guys. So what do you know, good man? How the hell are you? Let me lower the stature of this magic wand over there. It's getting excited. It's about ready to shoot. Oh God, I'm coming. Yeah, shooting all over. I'm so fucking happy to see you, man. Um, is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I'm happy to see you. And it's a banana in my pocket. Don't squeeze your banana too hard, though, man. You'll turn it to fucking mush. You want it a little bit. Okay, you're doing okay. What about you? I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't you tell by looking at me? I look like fucking warmed over cat shit, hot cat shit on a spoonful of hot cat shit, something the fucking cat drug in. But that's the way I look in the morning. Like a spoonful of, like somebody waved a spoonful of hot cat shit under your nose. Uh, the cat drugged me in last night when he was out on a bender. Yeah, so I was hard at it in the abodes of dreamland this morning. That's where I started today's transmission. Was talking about the fathomless cavern and the corridors and the labyrinth of the Minotaur. Oh, did subs go up? Man, I hadn't even noticed. We've been right under 500 for a year now. So um, tell a friend, right? Like and subscribe. Hit the OK button. Um, hit the thumbs up, and then leave a comment on the video. Man, you guys got to do your due diligence. Secretly get in there and sub a friend. Like free gift from God, grab your mom's phone, and if she doesn't have a YouTube account, make one for her, and then secretly sub Frank Monday for all your alias accounts. And you guys know the routine, the rigmarole. Secretly sub someone at work. Just pick up your phone and say, "Hey, can I check YouTube real quick?" And then get in there and Frank Monday and then sub. Secret subs, man. That'll get us over 500. If we can get over 500 today, I don't know, maybe I'll dance naked on camera or something. Um, Free gift from God, aka Freighter Francis out in Jersey, the Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil asks, "Have you ever been in a bar fight, Frank?" Uh, I have, man. I've been in I've been in so many fucking street fights and bar fights that I wouldn't even know where to begin. I mean, what do you want to hear? You want to hear when I won, or you want to hear about the hundreds that I lost? I can tell you about the ones I've won. That would take less than 20 minutes. But if you want to get into the ones where I got my ass whooped, then yeah, we're gonna be here all night. I've never been a really good fighter, so that's why my brother. The reason I studied kung fu. I mean, it was kind of a. I had an older brother, and I have an older brother. I say that in the past tense only because he's passed from the material realm. But yeah, he died too young. He was only 15 months older than me, but he's passed into the abodes of the hereafter. Um, but he saw me getting my ass kicked all the time as a kid. He forced me to do kung fu training and weightlifting and calisthenics, go for bike rides and jogs and learn to surf and shit. He's like, if you're always a weakling, a weakling, then you shouldn't fucking run your mouth so much. And he's like, even if you ever do get badass, don't run your mouth. But I love to run my mouth, so I got my ass kicked quite a bit. But ultimately, I probably learned to be a little bit of a better scruffy fighter. Probably in my mid to late 20s, I kept fighting up until about early 30s. I've been in bar fights as recent as 10 years ago. I still, would maybe go out, get angry, and take my frustrations out on, or allow myself to become a target for other guys who wanted to get drunk and fight. Uh, because sometimes you just want to get into a fight. And so, yeah, I've been in quite a few. Uh, Talk about a bar fight. Yeah, I don't want to do that, man. That's no kind of fun. That's all behind me. But I don't know. I got the fear knocked out of me. I never really had any fear to begin with, even though I was like my brother said, a weakling and not a trained fighter and just a small dude. A little bit scruffy, but just a small dude. And so I got my tendency to talk shit knocked out of me quite a few fucking times, man. I'm sure that part of my brain damage is due to the fact that I've had my bell rung so many fucking times for just talking shit at parties, bars, whatever, on the street. Get a couple of beers in me, and I'm ready to fight. So um, but I haven't drank it in the last 2 decades. I really haven't drank. I stopped drinking pretty much when I hit 30. I drank from late teens. Everybody kind of gets a little bit of drink in them in high school, and then a little bit in college, and then kind of your first couple of years in your career. You might like to go out with the bud because you're looking for women. You want to hook up, fucking start a family and shit. So it's kind of frustrating trying to do that as a man working your ass off 80 hours a week, and then trying to find a gal, when you with your 2 or 3 extra hours that you're willing to invest in clubbing or something each week without it fucking up your whole life. So yeah, I've done my share. I've done my share. Yeah, but now that I'm older and I've done kung fu so much, like I did kung fu every single day, and I never really did kung fu with the intention of trying to beat people up or anything like that. I just did it because I didn't want to absolutely be destroyed every time I, might slip and fucking tell someone to go fuck themselves or something like that. But once I hit 30, and I started my own family and stuff, and then still kind of getting the occasional scuffle, fisticuffs or something like that. But then my level is so much higher than most people's that, I mean, in all honesty, it becomes routine to be able to defend yourself. And yeah, yeah, I don't want to talk about exploits. You can though, um, but I won't. I won't encourage it at all. It's not violence is not something that should be encouraged. It just happens naturally, and you could again. I don't really. I want to watch my P's and Q's with YouTube, man. So let's try to keep it in the realm of spirit. Let's not talk any kind of shit that'll get the channel struck, and that's really hard to do these days. Like YouTube is so fucking anal retentive. So yeah, yeah, let's talk about day 6 of the 100-day magical challenge. Free gift from God. Are you participating in Pathways of the Magi? Would you say that you on the autumn equinox of 2023 did you make a vow and a commitment to do good magic with Frank Monday? Can you commit to that, man? Are you doing some basic? banishing ritual, and then invocation, and then a little tarot contemplation. Are you doing all that? Are you down with the magic, baby? I want to get down with the magic. First card. This is where we started. You should have planted your seed of material good fortune and wealth on the 23rd of September 2023. It's 23, man. Robert Anton Wilson. All right. You should have walked right into fucking Chapel Perilous and grabbed a gemstone of the goddess and been like, you see this fucking gemstone here? I'm taking it with me. And then archangels trying to rip it out of your hands as you wander back through the fathomless cavern. And are you a warrior of the light? Good enough, man. It's there's no time like the present. Just jump right in. Jump right in. Make the commitment today. You can join the 100-day challenge at any time. Day 7, I'm sorry. I keep saying it's day 6, but I started a day before you guys. So it's actually day 7 for me, which looks like this. That's what that looks like. Day 7. So let's find out about that, shall we? Day 7. We'll start off with looking at what a 7 looks like in the major arcana, right? The chariot. You guys remember the chariot? We started our 100-day challenge astral projection with the chariot. Yeah, it's day 6 for you guys. That's right. 666. Learn the sacred name of hate. Hail Satan, Satan. All right. Learn the sacred name of praise. Hail Satan. Uh, satanic Satanism coming out. Huh? Get behind me, Satan. Someone asked me the other day. I was showing him some basic pentacles and stuff, and I was talking about magic. He's like, that sounds like Satanism. And I'm like, why? And he's like, that pentagram. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh God, what a plebe. What a noob. What a goofball. And everything I tried to say after that, he's like, you're a Satanist, aren't you? A devil worshiper. I'm like, no, I bow before no God. I worship no devils. I um I invoke and adore the grand creator, the grand architect, but I don't worship or bow before gods. I mean, what a pitiful, disgusting worm I would be if I wreathed around on the floor in front of God and tried to beg him for mercy, or him or her, whichever one you want to go down, whichever one you like, whichever one you want to go down on, right? I don't do that. When I walk into God's presence, I do so with dignity and standing upright. And I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? What's up, Pops? How you doing, Dad? Right? Father God, the Father Dagon. Uh, but he wants you trembling in fear. And I guess the plebe should, because they're not on the pathway of the Magi. So they're susceptible to all the whims of fate and fortune, the swirling of the zodiacal crown and oscillations of the planetary forces, and they're like, oh, it's all so grand and cosmic. So they don't get it. Once you get it, though, once you get it, you got it, and then you're good, right? You needn't grovel before the Lord, and the Lord would not expect any self-respecting magician to grovel before him. He'd know you were full of shit then, and he would cast you out of Valhalla and laugh in your face. The knowing would laugh, and that's why I do not do it. Day 7, guys. Day 7. We're starting with or we're not starting. Fuck, we're well into it. We're in the thick of it now. We're getting the weeds. So by the time you're on day 7, that movement is really heating up, and you're gonna start to tune into those movements of change with ever increasing excitement at the full promise of adventure and revelry and growing power. I do free gift from God. That's a good question you asked me that, man. Go over to my www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday, and you'll see that I opened a section called spiritual counseling. And in those sessions, I do tarot and psychic communion and telepathy and other advanced practices. But that's all behind the scenes type stuff, you know. So if you make a one-time coffee purchase, I'll give you my private information so that you can DM me, and then you can purchase an hour of spiritual counseling, and we can get on it, you know. And believe me, an hour of spiritual counseling is going to be more than you think. But yeah, I'll do psychic readings. Mm. If you want to learn psychic readings with the tarot, I would suggest, have you learned the tarot? The tarot can help you with your psychic powers, but it cannot replace readings. To do the tarot is different than to do psychic, but you can do them together. But they should be learned as isolates. Everything starts to syncretize and synthesize once you have gotten past the second and third thresholds. But if you find yourself at the first threshold, then you should begin with the tarot. And I would say memorize the Rider Waite Smith tarot to start with. And then if you want to really connect it with your psychic powers, you can start to get yourself yeah, there is no book really, man. You're talking about an ephemeral, esoteric power that has to be cultivated, that has to be birthed through self cultivation. So there's not going to be one easy answer to that question. But the book you want to study is the tarot. That's where you want to start. And you consider it to be a book of 78 pages. And with no other book, begin only with your tarot. Yes, I do Qigong and I do cleanse myself and alter my state. I shift the attention point with Qigong during a psychic reading. So, yes, definitely. Yeah, Qigong's pretty straightforward. I've done Qigong videos on my channel here. I just paid for promotion on one that um, I'll do more work on in the future. But you can check out Health Maintenance with Frank Monday. That's the title of that video that I did like back in 2017 or something, or 2019. I was home in California staying at my sister's house, and I put together like a 20-minute basic Kung Fu warm-up video that has some pretty basic aspects of Qigong in it. But yeah, if you want to learn Qigong, definitely purchase a billable hour at buymeacoffee.com. And I can teach you 5 element Qigong. I can teach you Tai Chi Qigong. I can teach you Lei Shen Qigong. I can teach you any number of systems of Qigong that you might enjoy, depending on your goals. If your goals are psychic power, then you're going to want to learn basic Qigong to start and then switch immediately over to Lei Shen Qigong. That's the only one I know that really wakes up the 77 gifts of spirit from the Taoist perspective. But everybody knows everything a little different. So if you want to follow the path of the Magi, that'd be the way to get it done. And thank you for these wonderful questions, Frater Francis, Frater Francis Jusius. Frater Francis the Jesuit. Uh, let's continue with the Chariot, what it means for day 7. We're not into the major arcana yet, though, so I'll just leave it there for now. And I'll recommend that, yeah, man, that you get your golden plates, as it were, the Egyptian Book of Tahuti. That's what we're holding right here. Get your Egyptian Book of Tahuti and start playing with it, because that's the best way to learn it. Just play with it, man. Play with it every day. Keep it with you. Put it under your fucking pillow when you go to sleep at night. and disperse with the endless human opinion. That's your first step. Frater Francis the Jesuit, you have to just summon that uh, be efficient wind from the vast and the mighty one to disperse all of the endless human opinion. And once you started from that like rock bottom ground zero point of okay, I've I've washed myself clean of all these books and this endless dialectic on what it is, and I'm ready to open the book of Tahuti and just see directly without any interpretation or prejudice or bias or any hoping. I'm just going to ask my questions directly and receive the response from from the divine realm, really. I think there are endless charlatans out there, and I am one of them to some extent, because Lao Tzu says in the Tao Te Ching, as soon as you open your mouth and try to make a pitch to get people interested, you've deviated from the way. As soon as you're opening your mouth to say that I know, you've just exposed yourself as a liar. As soon as you've opened your mouth for anything other than sincere and humble inquiry into the esoteric method and the process and not try to presume upon intellectual brilliance, then you've exposed yourself as a charlatan. So if your mouth is moving, you're telling lies because um, it's the book of lies, right? And Crowley warned us all. He said, if you violate the law, then you wander far from the truth. And wandering far from the truth is a bad fucking idea. So I tend to do it a little bit because I want other people to come along the pathways of the Magi with me. And it's alone, all alone on the pathways of the Magi, it could be a scary fucking thing, man. You know, like imagine being here on YouTube and like you do a real. I did a, I did an 8.5 minute incantation of great humble sincerity here on YouTube. They got a community strike and they just now removed it 2 years later after they put me through a brainwashing program called Learning Terms of Service. Like they're doing this new thing to wash your brain of deviation. And I reviewed that incantation, that short video, and I was like, wow, I didn't violate any of the terms of service. Everything I gave was opinion based, but it was such a powerful magical incantation that if it would have received circulation like 4 or 5 thousand, um, 4 or 5 thousand views here on YouTube, which it probably could have because it was right at the dark night of the soul, and people saw the sincerity in what I had said, they would have been truly moved. It was a truly persuasive speech. And so it was high level magic, right? It was 12 lessons in high magic. And so they got rid of that motherfucker right away. But I was able to review it for the first time today. And I listened through the entire thing from start to finish. And I was like, oh my God, that's probably may have been one of the most eloquent, beautiful things I had ever said. Just a heartfelt connection to the community. And so that's why they removed it. But they used their excuses as a subterfuge, as a cover as to why they did it. And then they literally put me through training this morning. I jumped up and I did I don't know, it took 15 or 20 minutes or something, of their little corporate training videos, questionnaire, and I totally forgot the question now. I deviated. Oh, yeah, there was no question. So thank you for that. Thank you for that, Freddie Francis. It's good to see you again, man. I've been missing you, bro. We haven't fucking crossed paths at all. And like, fuck. Like, I don't know, it feels like 6 months, but I'm thinking it's probably closer to 6 weeks. Has it been? No, it's been more than that, man. Because I didn't make a good connection with anyone like during my entire trip back to the United States. I had to do some high level. Yeah, you were. I remember what we were talking about before I went back to the U.S. were the gnomes. And that's a really good topic because I met with the gnomes and I summoned a gnome, and a spirit of a gnome is actually with me right now in the form of a small magical creature. And he's been really persistent on like trying to get me to find my magic pipe because the gnomes they like their mystic medicine, and so they have a mystic medicine that they smoke in like a curved kind of brass pipe. You know, they have a big floppy nose, and they don't use like fire. It's just because the alchemical mixture it spontaneously combusts. And um, when I was young, they introduced me. I'm getting some kind of fucking action already. God, it's only 9 o'clock a.m. here in Beijing. Let me figure out what's going on. Because there's all kinds of shit. Let me set you off to the side for just a second. Can you still hear me okay? I'll check up on this situation. Maybe it's my daughter. Oh, it's my son. Both you guys are up. Wow. Damn, homie, you got so tall and handsome. My little man's like almost, you're almost taller than me now. He's got boobies and shit. Fuck. Big, strong back. God, you want me to put that motherfucker right there, huh? That's huge, bro. I could squeeze that incipient carbuncle, incipient carbide, incipient carbide, incipient carbuncle, motherfucker. I'll slap you in the mouth. Don't you dare try to, don't you dare try to do shit, motherfucker. What are you gonna play Counter Strike 2? We need to download Baldur's Gate for $300. Okay. Baldur's Gate 3 and Zelda. I want to play RPGs, man. I'm fucking playing a stupid fucking Counter Strike. I think I am some kind of fucking asshole. God in heaven, yeah, both my kids are up, man. I'm surprised. It's super fucking early for a holiday day. They should be sleeping until like noon, but here they are up first thing in the morning, man. I thought I was gonna have a couple hours to fucking live stream with you guys. He had yeah, I've been doing no magic, man, nomadic magic. They're the ones who I can't reveal too many secrets here on live television. You know that, Brother Francis. Um, but I can tell you this. It was good that you mentioned it to me because it caused a lot of synchronicity and stability, and they helped me out a lot when I went back home, especially in dealing with the sadness of my loss, right? Which the greatest loss, of course, is my brother. But my brother, he's among the gnomes right now, and he'll probably spend like I don't know, man, like 100 years down there, I would imagine. And but again, I'm not going to get into the esoteric um, miasma that will obscure, obfuscate people in their own studies. Because if you reveal too many things, then people won't make as much progress in their own studies. So you got to kind of let them do it themselves. But yeah, I was okay. So I'll tell you what it was. In the elemental grades, you can summon a familiar, right? And you can work with a spiritual familiar to help make some um, polarized uh, exchanges. Now, it's a little bit dangerous, so I don't recommend it. But if you summon a familiar, then you can utilize the familiar shape, and they can kind of ride on your spirit as well. Now, if the familiar turns out to be more powerful than you, um, they could usurp you and wind up stealing your body. You'll be trapped in the familiar's body, and then they'll kill you. You know, so then you're done. I mean, you lost. You fucked around and you did something. That's why I don't talk about high level magic with neophytes, because any type of advanced practice runs the real risk of fucking yourself over. Um, so what was the question? Have you okay? So Frater Francis the Jesuit asks, have you ever seen gnomes in the astral or in dreamland? Yeah, absolutely. Both. I've dealt with them on both. I've dealt with them both in dreamland and via astral projection. That's why I know they're real, and I've seen them in reality too in the garden. Um, but yeah, if you want to get more direct learning on those types of topics, just just do like basic YouTube searches on Rudolf Steiner and his conversations. He did so much talking about them that it's almost like fuck. That's probably the reason he died so young. It's because he fucked around. I think he died in his 40s or 50s, something like that. But he revealed so much about the nature of the spirit realm that I think he probably got murdered by a high level spiritual being that didn't want so much revealed. It's like you're gonna shut the fuck up, because when you steal gems of those types of energy and bring them back, then you have a vow of secrecy. And most people like to talk, and they're just gonna bubble up with effervescence and oh my god, look at this shiny gem I've got back from the spirit realm, guys. And they'll kind of, like I said earlier, they'll fuck themselves in the ass. So that I want to be a little bit more careful than your average individual. Yeah, so too much detailed analysis of these spiritual phenomena can get you in trouble, and better not to do with it. You know, that's why you see so many charlatans that really don't know their asses from a hole in the ground. Maybe they've read 1,000 books on ceremonial magic, but then have had no real, genuine spiritual insights and never really done the magic. So many commentators with their endless human opinions, and it's not as valuable as really getting the work done yourself. So what could I recommend to the young neophyte? Just continue on your work, man. Get the knowledge lectures. Israel Regardie's Golden Dawn is a good place to start for drilling the knowledge lectures into your mind. If you want to commune with the gnomes directly, that's a good place to begin, man. Nothing wrong with that. Get out in the garden, ground yourself. Uh, the only way you're really going to get work done on that is you're going to have to grow shit every year for a number of years. Um, I've been a gardener. I did about 25 years of gardening, and that's almost enough. That's almost enough to make real breakthroughs and connecting with the elemental sphere of Earth. But you're going to have to do more, man. I mean, each year that you do a garden, and I would suggest something simple that's easy to grow, like a vine. You can work with vines. I like to work with pumpkins and gourds, and I've done all kinds of things. So hot peppers and tomatoes. Tomatoes are way too fucking finicky, man. I wouldn't fuck with tomatoes. But do some chili peppers if you want. Yeah, it can't be a we though. It has to be I have a garden that I've maintained and cultivated for a number of years, right? If there's a we involved, then you're not doing the cultivation of the soul practitioner. Then people are interfering with your will. It has to, at least aspects of it. I'm not saying you shouldn't be cooperative gardening as well, but uh, you really need a secret garden, or at least a couple of secret plants that you grow yourself. Because once a we becomes involved, then you see that it deviates from the path of the magi. It becomes something else. It becomes a cult, a coven, and you're gonna have to deal with a lot of endless human opinion when you get involved with other people in doing anything. I don't dissuade a a cooperative endeavor, but I do warn that it will be way different than single cultivation. Dual cultivation is good too, though, and having a small cult is also good. Uh, a coven, a magical circle of like-minded people, a mastermind group. Yeah, you could do it, man. Go down to the dollar store and buy yourself like half a dozen garden gnomes and put them out there in the garden and get out there in a a negligee and garden in a pair of heels and ask people to come over and help. Yeah, Poke did it, man. Poke's a master magician. If you're gonna follow Poke's path, then you're gonna do good magic for sure. But I would recommend, so if you've already been doing a little bit of that, Francis, I would say get yourself a couple of vine plants that you can like secret into a trellis and really bloom some magic with, and that would be enough, man. Because like once you take an interest in their domain, they take an interest in you, and they'll pull you in. Like they pulled me in for, like I said, 25 years of servitude to the gnomes. Um, and that's just elemental grade magic, man. That's step one. That's the earth element. And then once you've graduated from that, you can move on to air. You sound like you're taking the 100-year path of the neophyte if you're that serious about it, which I recommend definitely. The 100-year path of the neophyte. Kind of a long thing though. Um, Most people can get done a little faster than that, but you don't have to. You don't have to follow the same path I follow. Gnomes are frisky little fellas though, man. Um, you're going to be out there working in the garden. You'll turn around and you'll have like this big bulbous gnome nose up your butt. It's like an eggplant. Imagine, imagine having some gnome trying to stick an eggplant up your butt. Might not be exactly what you're looking for. I'm being playful now. I don't know why my mind's together this morning, but it is. So nothing can be done about it. How about this? How about this? Um, Tell me what else you've been up to, man. Why have you been so incognito? Not incognito. We just haven't been crossing paths at the right time, right? We're on at different times. And I'm not on that much anymore, man, since I'm not driving to work. You guys want some updates? Let's do a little updates. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button and check back often for updates. Secretly sub a friend. Check me out on www. You are watching the Frank Monday Live Jive Archive from the weekend. It is the Sabbath edition. We are on the 29th of September 2023. We're 6 or 7 days into the 100-day Magical Challenge. Join the Discord. All that happy horse shit that keeps the YouTube algorithms working against us and covering us up in shadow to prevent us from reaching the masses. Okay. Yeah, it's not your fault, man. We just haven't crossed paths at the same time. And I quit doing the live Drive Jack archive because I'm not driving to work anymore. I'm staying at the dormitory, which is cool, man. Saves me a lot of time on the road. But here's the thing: the reason I'm not doing more live streaming from my dorm is because my daughter's staying with me in my dorm too, which means every free moment that I have in there, she's there doing her homework. And so it's kind of a drag. Like I would rather her stay in the student dorm, but we decided that it's kind of a bad influence in the student dorm. Like they get up to some shenanigans. Like they got caught with some Rios and engaging in flirtatious behavior. And yeah, so we're punishing, we took away her cell phone and she's got to fucking stay on a cot in my room. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you don't want to spend 20 years raising a kid just to have the world pollute them. So we're trying to mitigate the toxic influence of society on our children, which is hard to do, man. You can't fucking do it. So I just say be careful, man, in your magics. If you're connecting with the gnomes, that's a good thing. I like the gnomes. They're good people. They're um, they're spelunkers and subterraneans. Yeah, I agree. There's no drugs in our school, man. They sneak in some alcohol sometimes, the teenage kids, the high school ones. But they'll get kicked out of school if they get caught. But they do. Yeah, I believe that too. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you. The horrifying thing is they're way better. I mean, they're way better than me. Like by that age, good God, I'm surprised my parents weren't just my parents didn't care as much because they had 5, 6 kids. Well, there were four of us from my mother, but my father, there were dozens of kids running around, members of our family. So like by the time I came around, they didn't really give a fuck. No, I don't punish them at all, man. I just, you know, like taking away a phone isn't a punishment. I don't engage in any type of violence or coercive behavior. I try to use logic and reason, but that doesn't fucking work on a kid. But it'll eventually work, and they'll remember when they get older. They'll be like, "Yeah, my dad was cool. He let us do what we want pretty much, but then tried to use logic and reason because I'm not the fucking sine qua non of perfect adaptation to life." Hmm. Yeah, see, that's what I'm so. That's the only thing a good father worries about. It's like I got away with fucking murder when I was a kid. I mean, literal murder. You know, don't tell anyone, right? There's no statute of limitations on murder, but I got away with multiple murders. We're not talking about people, of course, but I'm being playful. Um, Cats and dogs and birds. Jesus, I was a mass murderer when it came to birds with my BB gun. So anyway, I know that like you sneak a little alcohol in, you're like, good God, that was fucking fun. And it's like the first time you tried it, or even the 15th time you tried it within a few years. Then the problem is it can be addictive. Obviously, if you don't develop an addictive habit to it, but it doesn't take more than once or twice of feeling that joy of elation, the fun of the sauce, or anything else. Like look at guys that get addicted to heroin. Like I'm addicted to nicotine. They say that's as bad as heroin, or even more addictive than any other drug on the planet. But and the same thing with sex. That sex gives you that same rush. And then I heard a Flacca junkie on YouTube the other day saying that Flacca was like 10 times as exhilarating as sex. And I thought, fuck. And Flacca's so deadly. Like those guys, they OD within a couple of months of getting addicted to it. Look at old Mr. The guy that got his neck stepped on. He was on everything except Hereditary, mostly, I believe. Yeah, again, endless human opinion, Frank. Watch out for that. You gotta purge all that shit. You gotta puke it up like a malignant tumor. And once you get rid of that endless human opinion, this I think type horse shit, then you start to give birth to your gnosis. And which you'll already have your gnosis to begin with, but you're turning your back on it by buying into that, oh, I think it's this, or I think I've heard this, I've heard that. And it's like, oh, you got a bunch of hearsay, don't you? Lovely, lovely. That hearsay and $5 is gonna get you a caramel mocha latte, venti. Um, don't save room for cream, right? At the coffee shop. So be wary of that, man. Go with your gnosis, go with your gut, go with your instinct. Know that the endless human opinion has only served to create a subterfuge to the reality that lives within you. Okay, we got more questions coming in from Frater Francis the Jesuit, and he says, "Hey Frank, Metallica refers to Lovecraft in their music." No, I didn't know that, man. Okay, you got a twin? You have more than one twin? You're born of twins? And you've never told me, man. That's bananas. Um, no, but I should check out Metallica's Lovecraft references. Okay, wow. You guys partake of the gnomish flower? Yeah, that's a flower of the gnomes, man. That one's directly connects with the gnome realm. So if you're a secret smoker, then no, you're not a twin. Okay. Um, then you're already doing gnomish magic. You already know the pathways of the gnomes. That's how you directly connect with them. They love that shit, man. It's a part of their mystic. They've got a more dynamic mystic medicinal brew than that, though. The one they smoke in their pipe as they nose about in the fathomless cavern. So yeah, be wary of that. Wary of that, dear wanderer. Oh, your brothers are twins. Okay, cool. You've got a pair of twin brothers. That's a fucking fascinating phenomenon. Are they older or younger than you? Are you their senior or are you their junior? I'm like the gnomes, man. They just not too much info. I can't fly. Yeah, because they protect records of gnomish magic. To get it. You have to get it straight from the source. That's why people who expose too much about them wind up dead, and all of their teachings burned. They get burned at the stake, or they just die of you know, any type of earth-related sickness. So you don't want to try to expose secrets of magic, man. Or they're younger than you. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Hey, there goes the Bluetooth again. So I'm losing power. Let's see if this other one will work. I'll try to boot it up. It looks green. Testing, testing, testing. Did that work? Did that cut me off? Did it jump? Did it drop to zero? Can you hear me? If you're out there in happy land, can you hear me? Do you see me? Yeah, yeah, okay, we're good. Yeah, 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 okay, we're good. Yeah, yeah. Okay, are we good? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, are we good? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, are we good? Hello. Okay, we're good. All right, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback, Fred Francis. Yeah, they were trying to lure you, huh? That's the thing when you get involved with spiritual entities, is that like they're on a different level, obviously, and like something they might think is funny or interesting, like pulling you into their realm, might make you disappear from this world, and then like that would hurt your family, so that's not cool. But for them, it's just good fun, and it might even be good fun for you, and you might end up spending 2 or 3 days with them, and then coming back, and 100 years on Earth has passed. So, and all the family you knew are now gone. You might be able to find a doppelganger family and reintegrate and think that you're back on the same timeline, but then you would just be deceiving yourself. So yeah, protect yourself first, man. Have you been religiously doing your pentagram ritual? Once you've done enough of the banishing of the pentagram, right, and you feel like you've purged yourself of most of the endless human opinion, because that's what you're banishing. You're banishing those voices of negativity and pessimism and the naysayers from your past, present, and future, and you're really getting a hold of the great work, which means what? Creation of man by himself, complete control of faculties and future, the emancipation of the will. Once you've emancipated your will, then you can start to engage at a higher level. But you really have to emancipate the will first. Oh, there's a feedback loop. Oh, fuck me, man. Is that gone? So you said we're good, and then something went wrong. So let me double check it. There's a feedback. Oh, fuck me, man. Is that gone? What did you said?
Should be good now. That should only happen when I'm checking the video. It should disappear if I turn the video off. Yeah, I thought so. Awesome. Um, if you wanted to get together and work on a gnomish handbook, I would do that with you, man. We could start it like the way me and Tomas, my friend Tomas Fund. Make sure you go over and sub Thomas's channel if you haven't already. Um, I think his YouTube channel, let me see what it's called. So you can just look him up, TOMASSUND. Um, yeah, you can look him up, Thomas Sund. And then his YouTube channel is actually called at Thomas Sund 5394. I guess he couldn't get the original URL. So yeah, sub his channel though, man. Give him a sub for old Frank Monday. Go over there, talk some shit on some of his videos, and be like, "You stole that from Frank Monday, motherfucker." But Frank Monday stole it from Israel Lagarde, right? So what does it matter? But so what would his? How would you even do that? Would it be www.youtube.com/? I don't even know how his channel would appear, man. Yeah, that's how it is. Okay, cool. So kind of a strange URL, but there it is. There, you can check it out for yourself. It's just, and like I said, you could search his name, Tomas Sund, but then his actual channel is going to be 5394. So yeah, let's as a magical act and as a part of the challenge, let's all go the extra mile and um, sub Tomas's channel as a part of the pathways of the Magi so that we can have a cooperative effort going on. And the reason I wanted to mention it is because me and him have been collaborating on PPTs and different stuff that we're going to turn into workshops and programs and books and posters and other things. I'm going to do some of my art and I'm going to get it maybe digitally refined, maybe use some AI to help me refine some of my art and then get high quality digital JPEGs made or whatever you make to make posters, and then I'm gonna get some posters done, and we're gonna do some swag. Yeah, he lived in Thailand for a while. He lived in Beijing. We met in Beijing. He lived in Beijing, I think, for over a decade, and then he lived in Thailand for a few years, and now he's actually back in Sweden, but he still does workshops and retreats in Thailand with a whole eclectic collection of hypnotherapists, Reiki energy healers, yoga masters, and that whole group of how did you say it a moment ago? What did you call all of those guys? You made a collective of them. He does hypnotherapy and he's legit. I watched him go through the entire program. I endeavored to study hypnosis with him, but I wasn't willing to put in the time commitment and like the actual work you have to do. And then I thought, do I really want to deal with people's psychic problems and try to help them on that level? Um, no, I don't think he's interested in ladyboys. It might be, I don't know. No, but my guess would be no. He likes regular women. He's a good guy. Do you know the difference between an alpha male and a sigma male? Yeah, yeah. A lot of vampires do. You're right. You're right. Well, you said they were charlatans, right? So they use the Reiki and yoga and massage and stuff as a cover for getting up to high level charlatanry. Yeah, psychic vampirism. That's right. Yeah, so you know about them. But they end up, I mean, the only people that are going to be tricked into that kind of shit is sick people. So they suck up a bunch of sick energy from dying people which may give them some temporary magic power and health and stuff like that. But I mean, what an absolute clown show to do that, to work for the demonic forces and engage in psychic vampirism. Yeah, you're smart enough. You know what's going on. Frater Francis, the Jesuit, the Jersey vampire. You're a bit of a Jersey devil yourself, aren't you? You seem to know a lot about the lower echelons of dark magic, and they really are at the lower echelons. I mean, of the magical journey. It's such a self-indulgent, um, desolative, desolative, well, I'm looking for a word I can't find. Yeah, I bet you did, man. No, Thomas is a good guy. He's a healer of light. He's a light worker. He's not one of the bad guys, as far as I know. As far as I know, you never know though. Some of those guys are so good at, they're so good that you actually get lured in, which I wouldn't because I'm a magician. So I'm a little bit on the level of almost like immunity to bullshit. My bullshit meter, boom, 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 is off the fucking charts. If people try to trick me, yeah, it doesn't turn out well. That's right. Agreed. Let me make sure I'm not going to get in trouble for having too much fun over here with you guys, man. Let me check on everything. Check on the situation out here in Happy Land. You want a nipple? You want a nipple slip? Oh my god. Oh my god. The horror. Looked like I had a pimple. Pimples are no kind of fun, man. You gotta squeeze them. My son's getting a little bit of, teenage acne. Not acne. I'm not gonna call it acne. That's a human opinion. Let me see what you said here. I met one and he gave me an old. Okay, so uh, the Jersey Devil, Frater Francis the Jesuit, just said, I met one and he gave me an old address I had lived at, trying to threaten me. Wow. Yeah, they'll do that, man. They'll use any kind of tactics at their disposal if you can expose them in their social circles. Like once the word gets out and other people start to like pull their energy away from them and they start to fall, then they get pissed, man. They don't want you out there fucking exposing them, pointing the finger, pulling back the curtain, as it were, right? Like Scooby Doo ripping off the rubber mask. How dare you rip off my rubber mask? I had the entire community fooled. Did I lose you? Can you hear me out in Happy Land? I might have lost you, man, because I stepped in the bathroom. Fucking gotta return some of this borrowed coffee. Oh, golly. But I'm gonna need another cup. I don't even feel like I got the energy to shave this morning, but I will. Will I or will I not? Since we're on holiday, like a 10-day holiday coming up, or we're on it right now. This is day one of the Frank Monday holiday. Maybe I should grow a beard. I wonder what. I actually we only have 8 days, so what would 8 days of a beard look like? Put it down in the comments below, guys. If I get enough votes, if I get 500 thumbs up, I'll grow a beard over the next. I'll grow a beard over the next 8 days. Would you like to see me grow a beard in 8 days? Is that something you'd enjoy, or you don't give a fuck? Most people probably don't give a fuck. Let's do that. Make sure you guys have yourself a healthy breakfast, huh? Don't be like Frank Monday, just living on coffee and cigarettes. I don't actually. I only on when I'm on vacation will I just indulge like this. So I'll tell you why we're on vacation, if you want to know. It's because we have a National Day holiday here in Beijing, and October 1st is the Chinese National Day, and today is actually the Mid Autumn Festival. It is the 29th of September, 2023, and today is the Mid Autumn Festival, which means it's the full moon in the eighth lunar month of the Chinese calendar. So Oct means eight, right? And we're in the eighth lunar month according to the Chinese calendar. I got action. Look at that. I just cut straight to the magician. Isn't that? Let's see what's going on with the magician. So I cut to the magician, and then underneath the magician is a journey away from some triviality or mental anguish that you've been experiencing, and for going back away from it, yeah, that was brought to your attention by a stern authoritarian figure, and it was due to some folly that you had created, or at least some joy you received after some great fall and folly that you created, which was uh, which was preceded by some interesting things. Wow, revealing quite a message here. I don't want to read through too much of it though. That's something like real work, you know. Fucking that's not what I want to do right now. I'm on vacation. It's my first day of vacation. I just want to chill and relax, get everything organized. This is a month of order. We just moved into the zodiacal sign of Libra. It's interesting that in the United States, they send out property taxes when the sun moves into Libra. That's when they start sending everyone their property taxes. But then you've got until Aries to pay them. So that's pretty cool. But they'll send out notifications about upcoming property taxes in the sign of Libra. The Oct. Hey, then they've got the October surprise. So you guys are getting ready for some real political hubbub, right? And like the constant puking up of um, shit on the media. Read it all, but start over, please. Read it all, but start over, please. Read all of what? Your messages? Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me get back in here. You had quite a few more messages than I saw. So you met a psychic vampire. It didn't turn out well, but yeah, I met a gay old that I never met in person, met online. Met another one, and she's a lady. She's trying to. Ooh, wow. Yeah, you can read. She's trying to sexually seduce you, huh? So I cut all ties off. She got mad when I don't reply. Of course, man. A gal that wants the seed, the magic. She wants to rip away your magic. I mean, you got to think internally too, though. Like, I remember that you had done some astral scrying and were looking into the affairs of the succubus. And when you see like the living embodiment of a succubus, then that's something that you had tempted out of the unseen realm. Oh yeah, no, I'm not interested in doing any tarot readings right now. Like I said, that's something like real work. Mostly reading the tarot is a private thing for me, but like if you guys want me to do like spiritual counseling sessions with you where I do the tarot for you, if you want tarot readings, yeah, you got to go through the www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Because like I said, it's like real work, and I do have psychic abilities, and I've refined those talents over 30 years of studying and using the tarot and other systems of divination. I also do the I Ching, and I do the spirit cards and rune stones and all kinds of other things that are fun for me. But I would only consider myself to be proficient in the tarot, the I Ching, and the rune stones. And then I did some palmistry and face reading and stuff like that. But again, all of that's like, that's all like real work. And so I mostly just do it for myself and for my kids and stuff. And my wife sometimes, she doesn't really give a fuck about. She's got her own superstitions, but it doesn't include, she doesn't want to know. She knows I have the power to read fortunes. And a lot of times, like I've got questions myself that I won't dare read about, you know. all the time. I got the deck sitting there. I'm about to go do something, and I'm like, maybe I should draw a card. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm just gonna go get it done, and I'll deal with it as it comes. But some things, you want some spiritual purification and really prepare yourself psychologically for, because remember the incantation: heaven and earth, divine spirits and ancient masters, your son has a question, please respond to me through the system of the tarot, the book of Tahuti. I will accept this response whether it shows me good fortune or misfortune. So you got to do that incantation before you draw forth that energy, because um, with the tarot, it's not as bad. Only about 30% of the time, you're going to get brass tacks or bad information. I mean, so you got much better chances with the tarot because it's a magical weapon. But with the I Ching, it's like 75% is going to be bad. So basically, no matter what you're asking about using the I Ching is also a magical weapon, but it requires much longer years of endeavoring to study and uncrack it before you can unlock it completely, so that you're not just going to get bad bad results every time you use it. It's the octahedron, it's above us, whereas the tarot is the tetragrammaton, it's below us. And again, I don't want to get into high level stuff. um, Yeah, you could definitely ask a demon, man. If you've prepared yourself for demonic invocations, you could do that, but I don't recommend it. I mean, two of your most powerful tools are the magic wand and Pandora's box. But I don't know how far. I know you're pretty far along the path, but it's not something I'd want to discuss with you openly on live television. Right. Because that's what we're on, man. You got to remember this right now is being broadcast out to the entire world, and everyone can access it free of charge on the Frank Monday channel and at www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Put a little something, something in the tip jar, man. Not you, I mean people in general. And you, everyone, all are welcome to donate. When you start e-bagging, that's really when you turn yourself into a shark. Come on, come like Dark Side Phil, guys. I got bills to pay, man. Come on. You guys could help me run for president. You want to get a presidential super PAC going? Frank Monday's presidential super PAC. Help him escape the Twilight Zone OP King in the Central Kingdom of Celestial Dragon by making him president of the United States. I'm old enough to be president. And I think I'm qualified, just as qualified as anyone else, far more qualified than Biden. But again, guys, we can't even mention the name, the names of those who shall not be spoken. Um, yeah, Frank, if you do that, I would advise caution. Make sure you know what the fuck you're doing. I think you've already been invoking Asmodeus, right? Asmodeus, Michael and Magic Ways. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you just want to do something like that, then you don't need to start. Yeah, you need to do whatever you need to do. I don't want to give you any fucking opinions, man. So yeah, you need to do what you need to do. But I would advise caution if you're going to go about making a Faustian pact, like a blood pact or anything. And if you're trying to do that, like what you say here, which I'm not going to, you could be getting yourself into a bad situation, um, like I did when I was a kid, because you might have the courage and the bravery to do it, but you might not have the skills. And if you wrestle with them and they win, then you might end up like with a decade of servitude or more to pay back whatever they might grant you some small boon, but then you're going to in like 10 years, and experiencing like suffering all kinds of losses, serious losses, like, you know, living beings from your family and like situations and even maybe even your homeland, you know, you might end up losing it all. But again, uh, channel update. This is the Frank Monday channel. We're doing a live drive jive archive here at Impromptu Magical live stream. We're talking about day 7 of the 100-day magical challenge. Do good magic. If you haven't started doing good magic, then why don't you, right? Well, there's nothing wrong with doing a little good magic. It's Abrahamic, is if that's your flavor, Mosaic, Jesuit, Masonic, whatever you like, whatever your flavor be. That's just it's like Baskin Robbins, all right? As above, so below, as we wander into the abodes of the future. Keep doing good magic. Make sure you check me out on www.buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. Join the Discord, like and subscribe. If it was your first time, don't let it be last time. And let's reboot on the other side. Hey, do you got time right now, Frank, to go live? Do you got a good microphone or a situation where you could do a hubbub with old Frank Monday in the abodes of Happy Land? If so, let me know, or anybody else. Now we can do an open lines paranormal. You do, really? Let's see it done then, man. I will reboot a live stream with a link where you can join me. And I think I'm gonna have to do it from my laptop because I haven't really figured it out how to do it here on YouTube yet. So let me do that. You want to do that for real, man? Guys, this is the 100-day challenge, Pathways of the Magi. If if you're interested in following along, definitely keep up with all the content. We got videos breaking daily here on the Frank Monday channel, and I look forward to meeting you and hearing about your magical journey. So, into the abodes of the future, I will reboot a StreamYard. I'll reboot a StreamYard live stream that I can give you a link to, and we can connect directly. How's that sound? And I'll sign off with a quick prayer so that this 2-hour broadcast doesn't get wasted. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe, the vast and the mighty one, creator of heaven and earth, maker of all things visible and invisible, master of both the light and the darkness. He who was, is, and always shall be, we adore thee and we invoke thee. All hail the Father Dagon, all hail the Mother Hydra, Cthulhu has risen. Ad Astra per Aspera, aspirants, and I'll see you in the abodes of the future. Until then, good magic.